halfway house, you know what I mean?
We in the club, so do what you want. Dance, dance on my lap. Do it if you want. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance, do it if you want. Dance, do what you want. Dance, do it if you want to. We in the club, so do what you want. Dance, dance on my lap. Do it if you want. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance, do it if you want. Dance, do what you want. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance. We in the club, so dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance. We in the club, so dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance, do what you want. Dance. We in the club, so dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance. We in the club, so dance on my lap. Dance, dance on my lap. Dance. Do it if you want to. Hold up, pwede bang makisingit? Total tayong dalawa ay magkasing.
Don't let my high go. Please recycle. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot.
North Valley, a 16-year-old boy and his father are accused of an alleged shooting threat at Golden Valley High School in Merced. Police say the school received a report of a 16-year-old student making threats to harm other students on Monday. Officers tracked down the suspect and searched his home. Investigators discovered the boy's 35-year-old father, Jonathan Olvera, had 6 guns in the house and all found unsecured. He was arrested on charges of child endangerment and the guns were all seized. Officers also found a BB gun resembling a real gun in the teenager's bedroom. The 16-year-old was booked into juvenile hall on charges related to criminal threats and firearm offenses.
It's heartbreaking that we're making so many death notifications to so many parents of so many young people.
2 teenagers shot to death in the North Valley within just an hour of each other tonight. We're learning more about the victims and if the 2 cases are related. That's our top story tonight, live at 5. Good evening, I'm Liz Harrison.
And I'm Warren Armstrong. Police are searching for the suspects in the murders of both teenagers tonight. Action News anchor Sarah Sandrick is live in Merced with the latest from investigators. Sarah?
Well, Warren and Liz, a 16-year-old was shot to death in the parking lot of a middle school here in Merced, and a 17-year-old was gunned down near Dos Palos High School. Authorities do not believe the cases are connected, but say it is a disturbing coincidence. Friends gathered outside Merced's Tenaya Middle School Monday to mourn the death of a 16-year-old boy. They did not want to speak on camera, but identified the teen as Benito Aguirre. Police say he was shot multiple times in the school's parking lot around 6:45 Sunday night and died at the scene.
Well, it's very sad, of course. A young person losing their life is never good.
Ruben Burquez told us he coaches baseball at the school and showed up to post a sign canceling an afternoon practice out of fear for the players' safety, even though the victim was not a student here.
It seems to me that, someone may go by who knew the victim as an enemy and may one would tell it to these guys standing here because that is the mentality.
Just 1 hour after the Merced shooting, another teen was gunned down near Dos Palos High School. Police have identified him as 17-year-old Luis David Leon. It appears several shots were fired and he was struck once in the upper torso. Chief Barry Mann does not believe the 2 cases are connected.
I believe it was coincidental. Unfortunately, shootings around any of our schools, regardless if they're in session or out of session, is disheartening. And the death of our young people is definitely disheartening.
Merced County has now had 6 murders so far this year.
New this midday, Merced police have a man in custody accused in the deadly shooting of a teenager. The suspect is identified as 27-year-old John Flores. Investigators say that he was arrested yesterday after serving a search warrant at a home off of Highway 59 and Mission Avenue. Flores is accused in the September 9th homicide of a 15-year-old boy identified by his family as Mario Fortini. That shooting happened on Bear Creek Drive near Brookside Drive. Investigators say Flores is a known gang member. He's booked into the Merced County Jail with a bond set at $1 million. Merced police are now asking for the public's help in identifying the second suspect in this case.
Join on the beat, don't shoot him in the street. 4-finger bang and I'm 4 part. Just pop a couple pills and then smoke ports. I don't know nothing about that gang.
He said he just heard a lot. Like a lot. He said at least 10.
Other neighbors say in the last year, the community has become unsafe and some are even looking to move.
It's horrible. just that our kids can't be safe nowadays. You know, they can't just walk out.
People don't just fight with their hands anymore. We're seeing a lot more where people are fighting and guns are getting pulled out, shots are being fired, other weapons are being used. You know, it's not like the old days where things like that happen. And a lot of it is kids are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
In North Valley, Merced police have 2 teen gang members in custody after they were found with a firearm and drugs. Officers were called to West 11th and N Streets for a report of 2 suspicious men with masks on. When the department's gang violence suppression unit arrived, one of the teens took off. Both the 17 and 15-year-old were taken into custody and are in juvenile hall for weapons charges with gang enhancements.
Well, Margot and Warren, I can tell you that one victim is in critical condition. The other 3 are stable. As you can see, the scene is very much still active. I'm going to step aside so you can see what is happening behind me. Several detectives here looking for surveillance video, any evidence that may lead them to a potential suspect or suspects in this case. Now, again, what we do know is that 4 people were shot. They're possibly all minors, according to police, and they've all been transported to Modesto area hospitals. Police say they received several 911 calls around 8 p.m. regarding shots fired in this area. And then when they arrived, they found a gunshot victim here along Main Street. They then went around the corner to H Street and found 2 more victims in a yard with gunshot wounds. And then around that corner along 18th Street, they found yet another victim with gunshot wounds. Again, they believe at this time that all those victims might be minors. They don't.
So that's just some of the gang violence that our teens are having to deal with out here in Merced. I could have made this a 5-hour video easily, showing just the news articles and clippings and stuff like that. And the violence is at the schools and on the streets for them. But who's the blame to be on? I'd say 80% of that blame goes on the parents for not being involved in their child's lives, for not caring, and who probably promote gang activity out of their house themselves. So it's no wonder why these kids are involved with gangs these days. It's like some of these parents are just proud to raise kids that are then have no life, or they're going to be spending their life in prison. But this is just a short little story I wanted to put out there on some of the problems here in Merced with the gang life and shit like that.